hardest part of all this?
I'd say the big thing is just you don't want to get you don't want your mind to wander to all these different places. So just sort of staying on what's important. What's important is this team coming in here every single day, working to support Carson. We have a great quarterback room here. We did last year's the same QB room. So just going in there, enjoying it, going out to practice. Obviously, now I'm doing the scout team work, helping our defense in that way. So focusing on that whenever we get drill work, working on that. I'd say just day to day it's just different. So just getting used to that once again is probably the biggest task right now for me.
If this was your last start of the season, these past 2 games were the last start of the season, what do you think you showed the league in these 2 games that will help you going forward?
I'd say, the big thing is I went out there and gave it everything I had. I wanted to give everything to my team and my teammates to give us the opportunity to win the game. We went 1-1, but at the end of the day, we fought, and that's the big thing. The league's going to see what they want to see, but, I'm proud of my team, what we were able to do in that time. The season's still going. I just have a different role, and I'm going to embrace the role I've been given.
Nick, what do you think of the offense through 2 games and then moving forward?
I think obviously we want to put more points on board. I think that we've put ourselves behind the chains, whether it's been first and second down or penalties. I'd say once we clean that out, you continue to work together, get into a rhythm early, put some points on the board early. I think that'll help us a lot. But that's the part of the season. Everybody has to realize, start of the season, you're figuring out who you are. This is a different team, so we're growing together. We're figuring out that DNA right now. Today was another great work day, so we're just going to continue to progress like we usually do.
Do you sense the fan support for you? Like every time we do something about Carson coming back, I get a ton of viewer emails. You can't forget about Nick. Do you sense what you meant to the city?
Yeah, absolutely. This city's meant a lot to me and my family as well. We'll never forget that no matter what happens. But yeah, absolutely. The support's been tremendous. The support, here within, the NovaCare facility has always been tremendous. And, it's always about the team. But, that's something that's special about Philly. Just being a part of the city, being a part of this team. Wherever we go, my wife and I have date night. We run into people that support the Eagles. There's always been that great support. So that's something that's really special.
Nick, you mentioned the support. The support in the locker room pretty much to a man in terms of your response to this, because it's a unique situation. It's pretty impressive, and all the guys in here are really impressed with what you're doing. What does that mean to you to know that you're getting that support from your teammates?
I think it's huge. I think anytime your teammates support you and are there for you, that that means you have a special group of guys, and we definitely have a special group of guys here. I've always said it, and I'll continue to say it. Going to work here is a joy because of who we get to work with, who I get to work with. So, that's how I know through the beginning of the season what we're working through. We're going to continue to work because of the type of people that work at this facility, top to bottom. So it's a special place.
It's easy to take this kind of approach when you're talking in May and in June, but now that it's happened, why was it important for you?
You got a little music in the background.
Yeah. All right. So why was it important for you to act this way as opposed to it potentially being messy?
I think, there's different ways to act in a situation, and, I'm just going to be who I am. I'm not going to try to be swayed one way or the other. There's a lot of different voices, in all of our heads, and, in this profession, and I think that I've always wanted to just be true to who I am in my heart, and that's, I want to be a great teammate. There's going to be different feelings that you feel because at the end of the day, I am a competitor. You want to help your team win, but sometimes, being a leader and being in a role you don't always have to be on the field to do that. I can help the guys in the locker room. I can help the guys how I act in this situation where I go from starting games and playing a lot to, now I'm, scout team, helping the scout team, helping our defense, helping the guys in the locker room, helping the younger guys develop, helping Carson prepare in the game. So, this is just a different role, but, it's a great role to be in, and I want to attack it and embrace it. So that's something I choose to do. I choose to act that way.
Well, how did you find out the news, and did you have a conversation with Carson once you did?
That stuff that's going to stay in-house. I told y'all, this is a family. We've preached about it. Like, all that stuff, I know y'all want to know the answer, but this is a special place, so there's certain things that just need to stay in-house, so I'm going to keep that.
Your sense of Carson and his preparedness for Sunday, an excitement level?
Carson's always prepared. I know he's really excited. He's worked, as hard as anyone I've ever seen to get back to this point. So, it's been great being out there, seeing him run the offense, excelling every day, and I'm excited. I know game day, there's going to be a lot of emotions for him, so I know Nate and I are going to be there, from the quarterback perspective to help and support him, as he gets back out there.
Nick, how important is it that your preparation doesn't change and that if, God forbid, something does happen and you have to play again, that you are ready?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing is through my years, playing, through playing with different quarterbacks, different coaches, I've, been able to develop a schedule and a rhythm through the week to just feel like I'm prepared. I feel like we have a great schedule as our quarterback room, here from a day-to-day basis. So we just continue to do that. It's a schedule that we do together, and we'll stick to that. So, no matter what, from the brain standpoint, I'll be prepared. And then with throws, you watch, mental reps and then running the scout team and, individual drills, get all the throws in that time.
Will Sunday be difficult? I mean, it's been a while since you've been on the sidelines.
You know what? I think that, I'm excited for Carson. I'm excited to, watch him go out there and play. We have a special quarterback room here that supports each other. So we'll, Nate and I will be out there, supporting him as he's playing. And then when he comes to the sideline, going over photos and whatever he wants to go over. But, all of us want to play, but at the same time, I'm going to embrace this role and, find joy in it.
If you never start another game, you're going to have to look back and say, well, you really maximized the opportunity that you did have.
Yeah, I was blessed to, have an opportunity to come back here and play with great people. So, no matter what happens, I have no regrets. No matter what happens in the rest of my football career or whatever, when it pertains to football, I have no regrets.
Everyone's always said about you, and you've said it yourself, you have no ego and you're a great teammate. Isn't it human nature after the success you've had to want to be the guy?
Yeah, absolutely, and I know that, and that's something that I am aware of, and that's the big thing is just focusing in on, going back to, and I like to think about my life and the journey I've been on, the people that have been there, the ups and downs. I had I had an opportunity to do that when we wrote the book because I had to reflect on every single moment, and it was really humbling to even be in this point. So whenever those prideful things do seep in, because they do seep into me, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, there's never that thought that comes to mind. It does. I'm human, but I have to knock it down because I have to remember, where I was, why I play the game, what I have to focus on to do this day to day, and that helps me, in the moment like this where, a lot of people would say, well, why didn't you demand this or why didn't you demand this? Well, that's just not who I am, and that's who I don't want to be because at the end of the day, I want my, my kids and my daughter, when she gets older, look back and be proud of her daddy. So I focus on that with every decision I make.
Say two more questions.
Carson,
Nick.
yeah.
Carson's been, he talked about the excitement of finally coming back, but for the most part, at least from gathering some of the players, it's been not over the top. He's been a little subdued about it this week because I think what they have said, they understand that he had a deference to you and what's going on. That's a fact. That's factor into it. Have you noticed that as well?
I think that, I know he's excited, but at the same time, when you work and you're going out there, this has been a long time coming, you're trying to hone in all your emotions. So, he's worked his butt off to get to this point. He's out there working every single day, and, ultimately I'm excited for him. This is something that, as his teammate, I'm excited for him to go back out there and play. And, Nate and I are going to be there from the quarterback room to support him. That's what we do because it's an emotional game. I know he's going to be going through a lot of emotion stepping back on the field because I know what it's like. And, to be there to support him, that's what we're going to do.
Hey, Jordan Matthews' question. You wrote in your book that you had to kind of reconcile the trade before deciding to come back here. He was in a similar situation.
Yeah.
What perspective do you see from him now, and can you kind of lend context to what might have been going on in his mind?
He just got back, so him and I are going to have some we'll probably have a conversation about that because it is different when you come back, when you've been traded, you go through that journey, and then coming back to a team that you quite frankly, you just don't think you're going to end up back here. Like, I never thought I'd end up back here, but you do. And it's weird being back in the meetings, being back in the locker room, in the hallways. You go through a lot more emotions than you think you would. So, this is his first couple of days back. We're excited to have him because he's a tremendous player. I love Jordan, always have. So, it'll be fun to, just get to talk to him, catch up with him, and just, he looks great out there. So I'm excited for him to be back out there playing.